Okay, and we're live. Welcome to another episode of LogiCast. My name is BlankaKong, and Elden Ring is Game of the Year 2022. Gotta say that, get that out of the way. Suck it, eat it, God of War, boy, eat that shit. You
It should have
suck.
been the
No, okay,
cat.
all right. Let me get that out of my system. Yes, Elden Ring is your Game of the Year. This is gonna be a Game of the Year podcast episode where we just talk about the event. We just finished watching it. Unfortunately, Wolf couldn't stick around for this portion of the recording, so he won't be here. But I'm joined by Mr. Esoteric, Zeta Kaiser, and Gunnar Eos, as well as myself, obviously. So we're going to go through the list. But before I do that, I'm going to let everybody kind of just say what they want to say. I've already said my piece. Elden Ring is the best. I already knew that, though, because I played the game.
Well, I'm going to interject here. We had three very promising winners. Elden Ring, of course, God of War Ragnarok, and Horizon Forbidden West. It sucks that Forbidden West didn't take home an award. However, he was messing with some big hitters like Kratos, and the Tarnish was no joke. So apologies to them, but I am very thrilled that Elden Ring has won Game of the Year.
I like how you said
and-
big hitters and you stopped at Kratos.
No, I said tarnished.
Oh, you're defending Horizon. Oh, okay, sorry. Okay.
No. Anywho, what I'm trying to say pretty much is that if any of those three games won, I would have been content with it. What I was hoping didn't come to pass, which it absolutely didn't, was that Stray won. If that game won Game of the Year, I would say that the whole award show is rigged. I'd probably not play games for quite a while or watch the show for quite a while because that game did not contribute as much as those three games this year. Just my humblest opinion.
What more do you want out of life?
Okay, and many years ago we got to play as a goddamn robotic spider, like, which was better than Stray. I'm sorry, like
Nobody likes spiders like that. The current person who is not here would hate to play a game as a spider, so it's not a valid argument.
he probably would, but his bias does not count in this matter right now. Okay.
Are we talking about Deadliest Creatures on Wii? Because that game was kind of cool.
No, I'm talking about actual Spider on the PS1.
Oh yeah, you told me about that game. That's right.
Yeah, game is awesome. Check it out for those of you who don't know what it is on YouTube, because you're probably not going to get the actual copy of the game or emulate it either way. But I just say that I'm really excited with three of the nominees, and I'm happy that one of them took home the trophy. So kudos to Elden Ring. Definitely was a great game. Had a fun experience playing it. God of War Ragnarok. Sorry that you didn't win. But I'm glad you were a runner-up. And Horizon, same as well. So yeah.
Sure, God of War is fine with its 5 other trophies. It's not going to be crying too much that it's missing one, unlike the other games on the list that got literally 0.
True.
My real condolences goes out to Xenoblade Chronicles 3, the only Switch game representative that made it through to the list for some reason. Had his moment in the sun, but did not pan out. It should have though, just because let the weebs rise up.
The weebs got one with Genshin Impact.
Yeah.
That was the people's fault, so it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters from this award is Armor Core, baby. Let's fucking go. That's all I care about.
Yes.
Armor Core 6.
That's all I fucking care about.
And I called it before they confirmed it. I called it. I saw it. I was like, "Is this happening?"
I did not have faith. I did not have faith at all. I was like, nah.
But
not here.
It is here. It is coming. So Gunnar, what are your overall thoughts on our winner? And then we can just go through the list.
So as far as game of the year, I mean, I'm an Elden Ring fan, so I'm obviously happy that it won. God of War, I don't have it yet. I do plan on playing it. Slight plug. I do watch Mr. Esoteric stream it when he does.
Check it out. Check it out.
I have family members that are playing it, so I do plan on playing it. It's just, it's not going anywhere. I'm not gonna, God of War ain't disappearing on me. So I'm glad it's up there. Plague Tale's a good game. As a weeb, I'm happy Xenoblade was even nominated, and it got nominated for top spot. And I knew there was no way in hell Xenoblade 3 was winning. But the fact that it was nominated and was recognized is cool because that's one of my favorite game franchises. So I'll take that like nomination. I'll take that nod. But Elden Ring, you either love it or you hate it. And if you hate it, you didn't get past the fucking the gold knight on the horse in the tutorial. So yeah. I know why you hate it. But like, it's a phenomenal game. It's a video game. We have so few of those nowadays, and I know this is gonna sound weird. What are you talking about? Video games? We don't have video games in video games. But Elden Ring kind of took me back to a time where it was just the game. It was gameplay from beginning to end. It had your intro cutscene, your ending cutscene, but it was a game. It was a solid experience. And it kind of like let people know that you don't need a million map markers and your character telling you, hey, maybe we should explore that tower. You don't need that to have a fulfilling open world game.
Telling me Elden Ring need celebrity endorsements?
No, I didn't.
Appearances?
Yeah, I didn't need fucking Keanu Reeves telling me let's go, Samurai. I didn't need that. I didn't need it. All I needed was a solid game and a solid experience, and I got it. Elden Ring was the one game in a very long time that I felt justified, and I had no buyer's remorse when it came to spending my $60. So definitely earned its award. Congrats to it. Slight shout out to Xenoblade because I'm a weeb, but Horizon get dunked on. Stay mad. Yeah, that's my thoughts. Go Elden Ring.
Yeah, so before we get into the list, overall the show, this was probably my most enjoyed game of the year viewing. I don't think I've ever enjoyed it as much as I have this time because they had some solid game announcements, but we could talk about that near the end. Armored Core 6 though, holy shit, that's gonna be so sick, and I can't wait. Anyway, so the nominees for game of the year was A Plague's Tale, Elden Ring, God of War, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Xenoblade 3, and we've already talked about Elden Ring winning that. If you watch our video where we actually watch the whole thing, which will be uploaded on our channel, I get fucking hyped because I didn't think it would happen. I was convinced God of War was going to win it because it had the release window bias, right? Because God of War just came out, and Elden Ring came out earlier in the year, so I thought that would kind of sway it in God of War's favor, but the Golden Order has spoken, and Elden Ring has won. So, on to the next category. Next category was Best Game Direction, which Elden Ring also won. The other nominees were God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Immortality, which I have never heard of, and Stray.
You're going to see a running theme with these games.
Yes, a lot of the same games in these higher major categories. So Best Game Direction, Elden Ring won again. I thought God of War was going to win it, but Zeta, you had made a good point during the game of the year viewing. Do you want to bring that up?
I was just basically saying how God of War it is just a continuation, much like Horizon. There are continuations of a foundation that they are already set out, whereas Elden Ring it is an open world game, but it's not the same way as like a Ubisoft open world game is and various other open world games. It is
much
very
like Horizon.
well, yeah, much like Horizon. It was a new formula. So for me, it made the most sense to get Best Game Direction because it was actually doing something different and new by comparison to other than Immortality, because I don't know anything about that game as well. The other games where they were continuations, and I think Stray was also something. I'm stretching when I say it's something new because it's really not, but it's from the perspective of a cat, so that part of it is new.
I mean, yeah, God of War it's a direct sequel from the first game, which isn't a bad thing. The game isn't bad, but in this category, Elden Ring definitely. I'm telling you, now that it won Game of the Year and Best Game Direction, you will see a drastic change in the open world formula, and I
Yeah.
think that's for the best.
Yeah. Freaking Ubisoft's time is done because everybody was following the Ubisoft
Yep.
standard.
Yep.
And then when Dark Souls, well, this is a longer point, but when Demon Souls and Dark Souls came out, that's when you got all these Souls-like game, and now you have Elden Ring, and that's going to be the next generation. It's going to be all Elden Ring-like games, most
Yep.
likely, with their design.
Yeah, I would have to agree with Zeta and Gunner. Like, out of the categories, out of the different titles that are portrayed here, don't know much about Immortality. Stray, yeah, whatever. Elden Ring was the most evolved out of the three. Pretty much, God of War Ragnarok and Horizon Forbidden West. Yes, they did a lot of like modeling and things like that. A lot of work, but it was pretty much for the most part plug and play. Like they could have taken the same lands and the same models and it would have felt the same, as well as the gameplay as well. Elden Ring just took a dramatic shift in terms of going from somewhat of a hub-like setting to like expansive map and just, you know, navigating yourself through a lot of crazy shit. It was just amazing. Like it deserved the award for this category.
I'd agree, 100%. Even
The
though
slight thing for the oh no, go ahead, sir.
no, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say from the immortality thing, like at least from what they were showing us, like if it's what I think it is, I also don't know why this would be here because it's it's like those I don't remember what those type of games are called,
Like those
but
point and click adventure games, like
it's
Trapped, or what's that game on Sega CD?
that's what
House
I'm thinking
Trap.
of. The Sega CD thing. I don't remember what it's called, but it's the game like that where it's all real real life actors and stuff, but you're picking uh different outcomes with your choices. But I do not remember what the game is or what the genre of the games
Night
is called.
Trap. Night
Night
Trap.
Trap, yes.
Yeah.
From what it looked like, they looked like something like that. So
Yeah, good point.
so I'm just going off of what they showed us. 'Cause like I said, none of us know anything about it, but from what they showed us, it looked like that. So again, that would be like this is something that has already been done before. So you're kind of just like bringing it back. Maybe you expanded on it a little bit, but it's not something that I see like pushing the medium forward as like we're going to copy this now for sure.
Yeah, what I was gonna say before is I could see the argument that Elden Ring isn't anything new because Elden Ring felt like all the Souls games kind of like mashed into one and put in an open world setting.
I can see
So
that argument. Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think some people might argue for that point, and I tend to partially agree. It did feel like Dark Souls 3, but like with way more shit, which I don't think is a bad thing because I think Dark Souls 3 was awesome. So I don't know. I'm good with Elden Ring winning Best Game Direction. You ain't gonna hear me complain because I love Elden Ring. So
I
moving
mean,
on to, go ahead.
I'm sorry, to your point, Kong, before you move along, like I can absolutely see people saying that as well, but out of the different titles, with the exception of Immortality and Stray, like God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, they're essentially the same game, you know. They just changed it up a bit. Um so the only one out of the three that took a major drastic change was Elden Ring. The massive map expansion, the different tools at your disposal that
That's
you
the
can
crazy thing.
utilize.
It did more by just doing less. That's all it did. It just did more by it gave you a map, it gave you a rough direction of where to go, and it said, "All right, get out of here."
Wait
Like
a minute.
so,
I didn't sign up to Zelda the first Zelda one. What is this?
yeah, it's just like go west. It's just like okay. So I think it's crazy when you think about it. Elden Ring just took everything that Assassin's Creed and its ilk have created with how open world design is, and just said, "Nah, map, goodbye." So it's to me, it's different, but it's different going backwards. It's
It's evolving, but backwards.
All they pretty much did was essentially take out the fluff, the flair, um the accessibility of having, something or a mechanic
Yeah, but
holding your hand.
they trusted you to be able to make those decisions, which
Yeah,
is something that
Right.
games just don't do anymore. They don't trust the player to make
Yeah.
decisions.
And like everybody would have a different experience because we would talk and be like, "Oh man, I can't believe I fought that assassin guy." And you were like, "What assassin guy?" Like, "Oh, it's here on the corner of the map." And he dropped like a blood red katana. Like we would all have different stories because there was no waypoint markers. It was new for everyone. So
yeah.
all of our experiences were different because Kong might have gone north. I went east, you went west, Zeta went south. Like we could have all gone in different directions and had a very different beginning of the game.
And what I also love about it is that essentially we became the manuals, we became the strategy guides, because there was probably something pivotal to the north for you, Gunner, that I needed in the south. Different items that we come across that could have allowed us to open up different pathways, and we are, sharing our best practices on how to navigate certain places, and it it was just an amazing game, man. Like,
I couldn't
More or
agree more.
less.
Couldn't agree more. Next category was Best Narrative. Nominees were Plague's Tale, Elden Ring, God of War, Horizon Forbidden West, and Immortality. God of War won this. I think that's a shoe in. Like, I haven't seen I haven't seen like the full story play out for God of War Ragnarok, but the bits that I have seen, it is the voice actors, the writers did a really good job. I think with um, the chemistry and like just the delivery of the lines and everything. Like it's really engaging. So best narrative, definitely, I could see it going for God of War. I can't speak to Plague's Tale, and I think while I love Elden Ring's lore, I wouldn't say it has the best narrative because that's not the game's focus. And
Yeah.
then with Horizon, I think Horizon, while I don't think the story is bad, but I don't think it reached the heights that God of War reached in terms of chemistry, delivery, and just overall quality of storytelling.
yeah, I would absolutely agree with that. I think one of the major things that I did love about God of War. Disclaimer, guys, I haven't finished it yet. I'm actually streaming it currently. Trying to pace the game for my further enjoyment and viewership.
Ooh, fake fan.
Um, Whatever. But so far with the story, what I really loved most about it is Kratos' development. From the prior trilogy till now, how he's become more calm, collected, somewhat of a pacifist, not thirsting for war or revenge. He's become a dad, a nurturer, someone who just wants to take care of his son and don't want no beef, don't want no quarrels, just want to live a normal life. And it's a nice shift from seeing him actually wanting to go out for revenge, to becoming someone who's like the voice of reason. I kind of like that shift and that focal point, and him being more trusting with the remaining cast. It it's I would say, compared to the other two that I know about, Horizon and Elden Ring, because I don't know anything about Plague's Tale. And what was the last entry that was there?
Immortality.
Yeah,
Mortality.
I don't know anything about Immortality as well. I would say that the narrative of God of War was way superior. Elden Ring definitely had lore. However, it was somewhat fragmented, and you as the player had to figure out the bits and pieces to create the story. And it also has a couple of instances where there's some like ambiguous timelines within the game. So it was up to you to actually fulfill what the story was trying to convey to you. But as for Horizon, I think the story shift kind of went on a downcline, so to speak, if that even is a freaking word. But yeah, I think it went down because then you started dealing with the spaceship people, and like I think they were called the Zeniths, if I'm not mistaken, and this whole thing of them being from the past to the future, it just didn't make any sense to me. It should have kept it as an apocalyptic world with machines and they're trying to kind of cultivate the land to make it more livable for humans again. But yeah, I just say that to say that God of War was definitely the perfect victor in this scenario.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I would say I was going to say I don't know why Elden Ring is here, because I feel like compared to everything else, Elden Ring, like, it has a story, but the game is not about the story because you have to go out of your way. And usually narrative games, that's what drives it forward, is what's going on, how the characters are interacting, and everything in between that. Elden Ring is very much so, and this has been like a Souls thing for all of them. Like, none of them are specifically story driven. Like, you have to go out of your way to, like, figure out what the hell is going on around you. So to even be, like, in this category, to me, doesn't really make that much sense. But for what you call this point, like, I feel like Plague's Tale is also, like, similar to God of War, because it's more of like her just like, "Yo, I just want my brother to live, man."
So many rats.
Yeah, there's so many goddamn rats, and I just want my brother to fucking live. I just want him to be okay. I feel like it's not like a father figure, but I feel like her and Kratos are in, like, on a similar boat of where, like, we're just trying to protect this other person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one's a son, one's a brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Elden Rings or Souls games, their lore is extensive, and you can watch hour-long videos about a boss and their origins. But if we're talking, if we're bringing it back to just a normal person playing on their screen, yeah, it's gonna be God of War because you can go through Elden Ring. Wolf is not here with us in the podcast, but he's a prime example of a guy who's just playing the game, and he knows nothing of his motivation, why he's in this world, why is this chick with red hair wanting to kill me so bad, and he's still able to successfully play and enjoy aspects of the game just based on its gameplay alone. I think the problem with Horizon was, again, a problem with modern open world games up until Elden Ring, where everything was just chat boxes. It was just like a wheel where everything was like, ask him how he's doing, ask him what he's doing here, ask him if he saw this robot. That was cool, and that was like revolutionary back when things like Mass Effect and Dragon Age were the biggest open world games. But I think it's just become, quite honestly, stale in terms of gameplay narrative. It's a very stale way to tell a narrative story if you want to make something like cinematic and a moving art form. So I think that's where Horizon kind of fell short. It might have had an interesting story, but the way it was delivered to you was just, you were just clicking dialogue boxes, which is just not what people want. And I also think that, funny enough, I think Xenoblade Chronicles would have had a better shot if it was in this category. I still think it would have lost to God of War, but if I had to see votes, I think Xenoblade would have been closer to winning in this category, because Xenoblade is all about its narrative. Like, this is coming from the same franchise that had an hour cutscene first 5 minutes into the game. So, but it wasn't in this category, so what can you do?
No.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I think God of War, its narrative speaks for itself. I enjoy watching it. I can only imagine how fun it is to play it. So I think it deserved this one.
I said on a technicality because I just remembered that I think Immortality should have won, because that literally is the game's genre, is to tell a story. But that's not what the votes are here for. So
Right.
it didn't get it.
Yep. Next category was Best Art Direction, which went to Elden Ring. Nominees were Elden Ring, God of War, Horizon, Scorn, which I thought had a chance because it had a unique art style, and Stray. It's hard for me not so because I am so biased toward Elden Ring, but like I love the FromSoft Miyazaki style, like
Yeah.
and his team, and like all the people that help create like these games, like the European the extreme European fantasy,
Yeah.
like that shit.
The medieval.
I love that. I'm a sucker for very few things in this world. Fucking knights, warriors, dinosaurs, giant machines. Like this is the shit that like gets my
No
shit
wonder
rock
you like
hard.
From Software so much. It's like it's just hitting all my boxes.
It's hitting everything, big
They make
titties.
the
Like
robots.
that's
They
the
make
shit I like, man. These are the things that I like. So Elden Ring does all, like not all of it, right? Because there's no giant robot per se, but like it does a lot of that stuff. And Elden Ring is such a gorgeous game. Like it's not it's not graphically speaking. God of War is a stronger game. If you're talking about just graphics, textures, and all that stuff, like God of War is better. But art style, Elden Ring takes it. Like
yeah,
it's not
that
even
was the category, art
Yeah,
style.
yeah. So
I would have to agree. I feel like Elden Ring has a very well. Not let me not just say Elden Ring. I would say From Software when it comes to artwork, they have a very eclectic art style. Like it is so diverse. You see shit that you wouldn't even think about. Like when you fight the first boss, Godfrey, I believe it was, or was it Godric?
the first
Grafted Godric.
major boss. I mean,
God.
Margit, right?
Margit, yeah.
Well, I
but
wasn't thinking about Margit. I was thinking more about the Grafted.
yeah,
I forgot about Margit, which was also a cool art style, I might add. Um, yeah, the Grafted with his arms running through across his shoulder and
yeah,
back,
Godfrey,
and
yeah. Mm-hmm.
and the different axes that he's holding at one time, and then him ripping the freaking dragon head off to make it an arm. Um, it, the game is just amazing. In terms of their art style and just other stuff from software as well. Like when I fought the Subjugator, which was freaking weird. He had like a big sumo body, but a phoenix bird for a head with a giant cleaver. Um, it's like you see that shit in your nightmares. I
I
don't
mean,
know where they
don't
get this
stop
stuff
there.
from.
Like Melania, she has a cool fucking art style. Her level, like the arena
Oh
you
yeah,
fight her in is really cool.
yeah,
Fucking Radon and his battle was fucking epic, and like the
oh
art
yeah.
style and like the arena, like it just fucking works, man. It's so sick. I don't know
It
how you
is.
can. I don't know how you can know about the like. I'm gonna say play because everybody played through the entire game because it takes a certain level of like grit and dedication to get through a game like that. But like if you've seen like if you've watched somebody stream the whole game and you can't share that opinion, I don't know, man. Like I can't. I don't know how I can even have a conversation with you.
We can't be cool, homie.
I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
it was like it's such a refined art style. Like the level, just the level design, amazing. The armor, like even down to like the shields, look very detailed. Like very the textures. I can go on and on about that game. Um, it's it was well deserved. I loved God of War's art style as well, but Elden Ring was just really, really. I think it excelled in it a lot more than God of War because it had way more. In my opinion, it had way more uh resources in terms of like the different characters and whatnot. Like you can, there's only like a few of characters for the most part in God of War that you could really focus on.
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking out my ass right now, but yeah.
I'm letting you go, man. I'm letting you go. What about you guys? Have anything to add to this particular topic or?
Just Elden Ring again. It deserved the nomination. You guys talked about the more visceral aspects of the game, like the combat and the boss design and armor and weapons designs. But there were some there were some set pieces. I remember when I first entered the capital and it's all white and you see the world tree
Yeah,
there, and there's something about that vista with like the golden petals kind of raining from the tree. I was like, oh wow, this is a nice place. Before something caved my head in, I was like, oh, that's right, it's still a Souls game. But
Right.
like, like that vista was just like it was just really impressive to just kind of sit there and just like kind of take it all in and realize that what I'm looking at my character can physically go there. This isn't just like an invisible wall. There might be a cliff that I'll die at, but I can be anywhere on this map that I want to be. There was just something about that knowing that it wasn't fake, I guess, that it was all real space, it just hit different, as they say.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
definitely
because that
right
is
about
like the
that.
worst thing where like something looks cool and then it's just like, oh, I can't go over there.
Unreachable.
Yeah,
Which Horizon had a lot of. Everything was segmented into kind of zone areas. So Horizon did have some nice set pieces, but you knew I can't scale that mountain because it's an invisible wall, or I can't go this way because it's invisible. So, and God of War, while it has amazing views and spectacles, God of War is a very set piece oriented game. It has segments that you play the game in. Some are bigger, some are smaller. So it'd be unfair to use that comparison with God of War, because God of War isn't, at least I wouldn't classify it as an open world game.
I wouldn't say that either. No.
But God of War has some impressive. I'm looking at it from a Twitch stream, and I'm like, you know what? The world tree looks, the way they did it. Hell, the way they did the Brock and Sindri's house is like, this is a very aesthetically pleasing house. So, but there's just the views and vistas in Elden Ring were just top notch, something to behold.
Yeah, I would classify God of War as a hub world type game. Like with the Sindri, like Brock and Sindri's house being the hub, and then you're like branching out into different areas
Yeah.
to do what you have to do. But I absolutely agree. Like again, Elden Ring had, as you said, Gunnar, a lot of nice set pieces. Even though I hated the fight, the last fight with the Elden Beast, amazing. The fight with what was the dragon's name? I think it was Placidusix or some shit like that. That was a nice
We have
that
to
was a
go to
nice
like the
area.
past.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just the whole sequence of going back through time and fighting this this beast, and you know I kept getting hit by shit because I was so mesmerized with the the Colosseum like surroundings, and then beyond that you see the different tornadoes and the weather like kind of cultivating as you're fighting him. It's just I can see how people can get easily distracted by the environment in Elden Ring while fighting bosses and stuff. I've gotten I gotten caught sometimes too, Gunner, looking at certain places and getting attacked.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
very
something.
mesmerizing game.
Yeah, the scenery just catches your eye.
Yep. I know, folks, for you listening, this is not a podcast about how awesome Elden Ring is. It is about the Game of the Year awards. So we're gonna
don't
move on
believe
to
him.
the
Yes, it
next.
is.
We're gonna move on to the next category, which was best score in music. And nominees were Plague's Tale, Elden Ring, God of War, Metal Hellsinger, and Xenoblade 3. This God of War won. This one I disagree with. I think Elden Ring should have won this shit, because the fucking music in Elden Ring, while I'm not saying the music in God of War is bad, but Elden Ring has such a large and high quality list of music, and it's pretty much all fucking amazing. And while God of War's music is good, it's a lot of the same. Oh, like it's the same God of War shit. So it's like whatever. But then again, maybe some people hear Elden Ring music and go, "It's the same Elden Ring opera shit." So maybe it's my bias. I don't know. But I think Elden Ring's score was fucking epic. Especially, spoiler alert, when the fucking main menu music plays at the final boss battle, I legit got goosebumps. Like I was so fucking hype.
Monster Hunter all over again.
But it had that Monster Hunter effect.
Oh, with
Absolutely.
Fatalis.
With the fate. Oh my, yeah. Whenever you fight the large, like the big bad
Yeah, whatever's
monster,
the end beat.
Yeah.
then they play the fucking
Yeah.
monster music. Holy shit, does my dick get hard? But they did it in Elden Ring, so most people who played Elden Ring didn't get that far to experience that. So fair enough.
Jab.
Hey man, it is what it is. So I get why, I can understand why more people voted for God of War, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just like that biased. I mean, I am that biased. Like, what am I saying?
Yeah, I mean, you
I am.
know, it.
I'm conflicted. And I really can't. I mean, I can have a dog in this fight, but I really can't have a dog in this fight simply because I didn't finish God of War to listen to the complete score.
Mm.
However, Elden Ring did have a nice, expansive catalog of music. Like there was not a dull track within Elden Ring. Kong says that the final, like the menu music is what gave him goosebumps. Two tracks for me were when I got to the capital because I loved the just the sound, how soothing it was there. And also Melania's fight. Those two were my goosebump tracks.
No,
Go ahead, Gunna.
no. This one's hard. This one's hard. Again, I haven't personally played God of War yet. Plague Tale, I haven't played, and the other one, I know it's probably got some bopping rock and metal music, so I'm down with that. But from what I've played, Elden Ring, yeah, it definitely has a lot of memorable tracks. But this one, it's hard for me to pick a favorite because I enjoy some of the tracks in God of War, and enjoy some of the tracks in Elden Ring. So if I had to vote on this, and we took the other two games out, this would be a coin toss for me. Really, it's
Okay.
it's that close for me. It
I
would
could
be a
see
coin
that.
toss.
I can see that.
Any opinions, Zeta?
My opinion was going to be a combination of what I was going to say before, or add to the last one, is where it's just like I feel like God of War is kind of like, it's going to sound very artsy, and I'm not an artsy person, but it's like it's held into like a certain position because of what it's based off of. Like I know you said like Elden Ring has like the European medieval theming, but that's very more broad than by comparison to what God of War is. Like God of War is very much stuck in a certain area. Like this is all we can do to like still be thematically correct.
Mm-hmm.
So like a lot of the music, I feel like would be in God of War, going to be like, it's going to be very specific. It's going to be very, like how you said, it's very chanty, as opposed to like something that you would listen to outside of the game. Like Elden Ring and the Metal Stinger, I feel like are music that you would listen to outside of the game, regardless. Or if even if you didn't hear it in the game, if you heard it, you'd be like, this is something cool, something cool. As opposed to something from God of War, you might just like, all right, that's nice, but not really something that you would want to listen to again.
That's a very good point because I do have some Elden Ring tracks on
Yeah.
my playlist.
I know this comes off as like very artsy, like, oh, this is more broad because of blah 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 blah. But that's just what I feel like. It's like God of War is stuck in a certain position where it's like it has to do these themes to keep what's going on around it, as opposed to the other games. Well, at least Elder Ring and Metal Slinger. I don't know about Plague's Tale and whatever the other option was.
Xenoblade
Oh,
3.
Xenoblade. Well,
Oh,
that's weeb music. So
that's weeb
that's
stuff. Yeah.
I'm going to listen to that, but that's not for everybody. So
Yeah.
Okay.
that's why it didn't even come to my mind. Like nobody else is going to be doing that.
All right, so we're gonna kind of speed run the rest of the categories because we're only 5 of 31. Jesus Christ.
Oh, didn't they do
Oh
that during
wow.
the award
Okay.
ceremony?
They sure did. They definitely sped run some categories. So,
Yeah.
best audio design went to God of War. The nominees were Elden Ring, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, Gran Turismo, and Horizon Forbidden West.
I don't even
Cho-
understand this category. I'm gonna be real honest with you, because
recognizing the best in in-game audio and sound design. I guess the sound of like the weapon slashes and the grunting and like the foley art, like the walking, like
yeah.
the
All right.
footsteps,
I'll
that
give that
stuff.
to God of War. Yeah, I think
Sure,
God of War deserved that.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't really argue
Yeah, I
for or
mean,
against that.
God had some good pew pew sounds, but I mean,
Pew
The
pews weren't
engines
not
in
good
Gran
enough.
Turismo did go vroom.
Next is best performance. It was between Ashley Birch, who was Aloy in Horizon, Charlotte McBurney, Plague's Tale, Christopher Judge, who was the winner for Kratos God of War, Manon Gage in Immortality, and Sonny Soljic, who was Atreus or Loki in God of War Ragnarok. Obviously, Christopher Judge. I mean,
Yeah.
that feels like a shoe-in. No
Yeah.
offense to the other actors and actresses, but I think we all knew that he was going to take that. And Ashley Birch didn't even show up to the fucking event.
No, she knew.
So she already knew what was up. She was like, I'm not going to win. Fuck it. I'm just going to go do what I got to do over here. But she's a great voice actress. I did meet her once. She's a really nice person.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can say your point.
No. I was gonna say, yeah, her role as Aloy was really good.
It didn't
really
bother
well
me.
done.
Yeah, it was fine for the character.
Yeah, I thought she did a fine job for sure. She also plays Tiny Tina in Borderlands.
Cool.
Games for Impact, a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. Memoir Blue, Dust Falls, Citizen Sleeper, I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. I don't even know what that is. Hindsight, Ending, Extinction is Forever. I have zero clue about this
I don't
category.
know.
I
in
have
these
zero
games.
opinions on any.
Yeah, I don't know anything.
What do you
don't
mean?
know.
We all have thought-provoking statements about everything in this category.
I think this category is for like games where it like leans toward like delivering a message, being more poetic about what it is. I'm not that deep. I like to shoot stuff, and I like to break things with hammers. Like that is me. So I'm too unga bunga for this category. I will be moving onward.
I'm not. Just none of these games are for me.
I don't know anything about these games.
Yeah.
So
None of these games are for me.
Congratulations to those nominated, and congratulations to the winner. Moving on. Best ongoing game: Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact. 14 won. I'm not
surprising.
surprised.
No one.
Yeah, literally nobody.
The game was brought back from the dead.
It surprised some people on this panel because they just didn't see that Final Fantasy was on the list.
Yeah, I personally didn't see that it was on
I'm
the
just
list.
gonna before we move on, I'm gonna say when
Mhm.
you have to stop selling your expansion because
digital
it's selling
expansion.
your digital because it's
Yeah.
selling too much and you don't have the space. Suffering from success.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
'Cause
that
was
for itself.
a wildest moment. It's like we can't sell this anymore. We've run out. Like you
It
can't
wasn't
run out
because
of
the
digital
game.
codes.
It wasn't. It was buggy. The servers were on fire, but it wasn't like a bad launch. It was just like too many people want to play our video game. Holy shit!
Yeah, it's a very
So-
good problem to have, but it's still a
Yeah.
problem.
Right.
So
Yeah.
congratulations to Yoshi P and his ongoing success with
Savior
14.
of Square Enix.
Yep.
Next category. Best indie game. This went to Stray. The other categories or the other nominees were Cult of Lamb, which I hear good things about, Neon White, Sifu, and Tunic, which is a favorite of Esoteric. The cat pulled out its claws and stole the dreams away.
I am the alpha predator here, Fox boy.
So
yeah, very, very disappointing. That's all I have to say about that.
I did not play any of these games. I do have Sifu. I did buy it, but I haven't played through it yet. I did want to play Stray, but when I saw some I use this term very loosely, gameplay of it, I was immediately disinterested in it. It is not for me, but it won Indie Game of the Year. So
Cult of Lamb's a great game. Neon White's fun. It's like a speedrunner's dream. So if that's your jam, Sifu's cool in its concept, and Tunic is a great game. You got to use some brain cells for that one. Maybe that's why it didn't do as well as it could have.
Could be.
But a very, very artistically and visually pleasing game. I mean, Tunic. Tunic was very I love this little book.
Stray should have won. It should not have won.
I think Tunic should have won personally.
Yeah.
Tunic or Sifu, I think, should have won.
Yeah, Sifu
probably more Tunic, but I think Sifu probably. Those two were definitely would have been my votes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have voted Sifu personally, but hey, Stray, whatever. Best mobile game, I personally do not care. I don't play mobile games, but Apex Legends, Diablo Immortal, Genshin Impact, Marvel Snap, which is the winner, and Tower of Fantasy, which sure,
It's just Genshin, but with future weapons.
cool.
But
Whatever. Like I have no opinion about this particular category. I am prepared to move on, unless you guys have something you want to mention.
no,
No,
I'm
Nope.
just gonna say that Disney spent a lot of money to make sure that Marvel Snap won because this is definitely a lie. It should have been Genshin.
and
No
somehow
dog in this fight.
Or
somehow
Diablo.
overthrew Diablo. Yeah,
Yeah, like a
Dis-
lot of
di-
people love this game.
despite the
Oh.
heat it got, that shit raked in money.
Yeah, both of those, both Genshin and Diablo made a lot of money. So I mean, clearly there's like a very strong audience for these particular titles. Apex is
Yeah.
big, but I don't know about how it fares
Not
in
on the
mobile
mobile
space.
side.
Not a mobile, yeah.
But yeah, Marvel Snap was like, I honestly thought when they were talking about this, I thought it was a commercial, but they mentioned
I
it
only
as the
ever
winner.
saw Marvel Snap because I would just check updates on my Google Play Store, and it was on the front at one day. It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
This was
Yeah.
definitely a bought victory, I think.
Don't know anything about any of these games. I've played old school Diablo, but I don't know anything about Immortal, and I'm not really a mobile game player. So yeah, no
Blue
dog in this
Archive
fight.
isn't here, so all of these options suck.
Best community support, Final Fantasy, Destiny 2, Apex Legend, Fortnite, and No Man's Sky. Final Fantasy 14 won. Surprising, no.
This was the people's vote.
Yeah, this is the community support. So
Yeah.
um,
Even after they took out all the bots to try and make somebody else win. Oh wait, never mind.
innovation innovation in accessibility. As Dusk Falls, God of War, Return to Monkey Island, Last of Us Part 1, and The Quarry, God of War 1.
I don't
Didn't
have a
say
say in
this.
this. I
I
don't.
shouldn't say this. God of War should not have won this. It should have been Last of Us because they was the one who really pushed this forward.
and it's not even Last of Us 1. It was Last of Us 2
Yeah.
because this is the port on PS5 that just got all of the accessibility options from Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Obviously, 2 wouldn't be able to make it into this.
Well, here's my thing. This one should not have made it either because it's a port.
It's
I
support,
don't think
but
it should have been nominated.
well,
Honestly,
the category is for accessibility, and The Last of Us was the one that really pushed that forward.
Yeah.
Like there was articles all over the place about Last of Us and its accessibility, and all God of War's accessibility is just everything that Last of Us did. So
Yeah, they totally
giving it to
ripped
God of
off.
War is just like a super slap in the face.
well, I can't say that God of War should have won because I'm not one to utilize any accessibility features, so I really can't say. I could just go off of what you guys are saying, and you know, I believe what y'all say. So I just think that Last of Us Part One should not have been nominated, even if it did push most of the features. Like, wasn't? Here's my question: did it start doing these accessibility features on the PS5, or was this done in
Oh,
its
this was in
base for?
Last
This
of Us
is
2.
tail
Yeah,
end
Last
of
of
the
Us 2.
PS4. So
Oh,
Last
and
of
Last
Us
of
Yeah.
Us 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just it
Well,
got used again in part 1, basically to make it onto this list, but then they still didn't make it. So
Yes.
I still wouldn't count it. I will give it credit because it is the OG according to you guys for accessibility features. However, I don't think it should have been a nominated game.
no,
Just
I shouldn't have. Like I said, the
yeah.
only reason it's here is because they did do it. So this is the way to weasel them in. Because we can't say Last of Us Part 2. So
Yeah.
we have to use Last of Us Part 1, the remake.
And I don't know about the other 3 games. I didn't even know the Quarry had
Yeah.
accessibility options. I've
It,
seen
it
some
does,
people play
but
it.
I don't know why it does. The one I really don't understand is Return to Monkey Island.
Uh,
Because it's just a
Maybe,
point and click game.
maybe it has a narration mode which just does the game for you.
Well, I mean,
That could be considered an
Possibly,
accessibility option.
but I appreciate all of them for like implementing that because
Hey.
it allows people who cannot play games normally to play games. So
exactly.
kudos to all
So
of them.
good for them.
Yeah.
I'm anything else I say will not be in my favor. So I'm just gonna move on to the next category.
I mean, get canceled.
Yeah, I just don't want to be insensitive. Best AR, VR, AR, augmented reality. Okay, I was like, what the fuck is AR? Okay, VR AR game. I don't care about this category. But After the Fall, Among Us VR, Bone Lab, Moss Book 2, which I did not know it had a part 2, and Red Matter 2, which I don't even know what that is. But Moss won that.
As it should.
So makes sense to me.
Don't know anything about those.
I am not a VR fan.
Yeah.
Neither am I.
Nobody is.
We have a whole podcast on how how much we are not VR fans. Best action game: Bayonetta 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Neon White, Sifu, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge. Bayonetta 3 is the winner, which makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't know why COD is here, but
I guess it does focus primarily on combat. You are shooting all.
I mean, yeah. I mean, after they had a whole fucking
Sure.
raid trailer, I was just like, sure.
Yeah,
I
but
guess there weren't enough FPS.
There wasn't
nominees.
enough FPS games to do a best
Yeah.
shooter, so they just lumped it into best action, which I don't know.
That's what I was.
Seems kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bayonetta just makes sense out of this list.
Agreed. Best action adventure game. Looks a lot like the game of the year fucking categories or nominees. Plague's Tale, God of War, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Tunic, and God of War won best action adventure game, which fair enough, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Only reason why Elden Ring wasn't in there because it categorized itself as a
It's an
different genre.
RPG. It's an RPG,
Yep.
yeah. So, best role playing game. Speaking of,
Oh, there it goes.
Yep. There you go.
Elden Ring, Live a Live, Pokemon Legends Arceus,
My
Triangle
boy
Strategy,
Live a Live was wrong.
and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Elden
Nah.
Ring was the winner, which I mean, I don't think anybody can.
If
really
Elden
argue
Ring
that.
wasn't on this list, we could have a more comprehensive discussion. But the moment Elden Ring showed up, all of these guys in the chat.
Big Dick Energy just came in, slapped the table, said, "What's up, guys?" And it's like, all right, well,
Because
well,
I can
Weebs,
talk
get out.
about
yeah,
Live Alive, Arceus, Strategy, but it's just Elden Ring's in the room. So it's just like,
I personally think that Xenoblade should have been nominated as opposed to Arceus. Oh, it was. Okay.
it was, yeah.
See, that's how much Big Dick Energy Elden Ring is. You forgot what.
I
But
think
again,
Arceus shouldn't have been there.
much like Game of the Year, I am glad to see some of my JRPG shit represented in more of a mainstream light. So cool.
yep. I think that's a win for everybody.
Yeah.
Best fighting game.
Yes.
DNF Duel, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, King of Fighters 15, Multiverse, and Sifu for some reason.
Yeah,
Multiverse
this is what I was
won.
complaining about like a couple of weeks ago when I was like, "Why is Sifu in this category?" And I was like ranting in the group chat for like a while.
I didn't read
AOF
that.
lost
I
to
missed that rant.
Multiverses?
Yeah.
No, you read it, but you're just like, all right, he's on one of his rants again. I'm gonna leave him alone.
Did I? I don't know. I don't recall. I believe you, right? But like, I don't. It's not coming to my mind now.
Yeah, no, it was a while ago. This was like, I want to say almost. No, it was a good couple of weeks ago. I was just ranting like this doesn't make sense to be here.
Wow.
I guess it is the literal fighting game.
Yeah, that was the argument used against me, and I'm just like, at that point, we could just throw anything in at the.
Yeah.
That's the same argument as like COD being in the action adventure cat or in the action category. It's like, yeah, but it's a shooter. Like it's not in the same realm.
Yeah.
But KOF losing to fucking Multiverse is like really fucking disrespectful. It's like,
I mean,
wow.
Yeah.
Joba throwing those cop cars was too much, man. LeBron was not pleased.
Wow. But okay, that's a thing.
Good for multi.
Good for
Smash needs
Shaggy.
a competitor,
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't know.
I
if it's
guess
a competitor anymore,
Multiverses
'cause
has a bigger following because there's more
it just has the
recognizable
name.
characters.
That's it. The name recognition behind it. But
I was gonna say, yeah, if this VGAs were in Mexico, KOF would have been like, no, done.
Oof.
It wins every category.
Yeah.
They love their KOF.
The Multiverse won because of name recognition, but then it fell off a cliff. So
Ah, well.
It won best fighting game.
It made it long enough to be relevant. Yeah.
Yep.
Lucky Street Fighter 6 wasn't out.
That'll be there for next year's.
Yeah, that'll be
probably
for next year. Best family
You'll have to
game.
compute like an 8.
The winner.
Son.
The winner
Stay
was
winning.
Kirby, but the other nominees were Lego Star Wars, Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope, Nintendo Switch Sports, and Splatoon 3. So this was the Switch
category.
award. or category. Yeah, so Kirby
Yeah,
won
that guy
that. Good for him.
Good for you.
bet over
Yeah.
during whatever they was doing with the other categories.
I mean, I don't see how, with the exception of Splatoon and like I guess Kirby, I don't see how any of the other ones categorize as
Well,
family. But
the Lego games are family because it's just
Yeah,
pure, just
I question Mario and Sparks of
yeah.
Hope.
That one I don't know why.
yeah, I don't.
Switch Sports I get because that's multiplayer focused.
Uh,
But even Kirby, I kind of question. It's like Kirby's a single.
Well,
player
yeah, that's
game.
what I was trying to. After looking at it, I'm like, shouldn't it be multiplayer games that
I
are
think it's more
family?
so that a family can play this game. Like you can my theoretical son could be playing Kirby, and then I, as a father, could be watching him play Kirby, and
And
then we
want to
can
play?
go, yeah, we could go like, oh, Dad, do you want to play a stage? And me and my son could play a different stage of Kirby. I think that's what they were kind of going for,
Yeah, I would
yeah,
assume
as a
so.
as opposed to actual like two people can be on a screen at any
uh,
given moment.
yeah. It's
Okay.
more as kid friendly as you can get. I still question the Mario one because that's more of a strategy game. That's a little bit higher, I think, than what would
Yeah, that'd
probably
be like
be
maybe
more
like a
family.
10, 12-year-old type
Well,
deal.
Yeah.
I mean, they're talking about family, so I mean that includes all ages.
It
Um,
does, but like if you compare what you do in freaking the Lego games to the work you got to put into freaking Mario Rabbids, it's not, or Switch Sports. I don't think it's that comparable. Yeah, we all can be playing it, but like how focused is a kid going to be playing Mario Rabbids?
that's the
Mm,
thing. I don't know if it's. I don't know if they're actually trying to gear it towards kids, especially if they're putting Mario Rabbits in there. I don't know. I don't know. But eh.
I don't know. All
Well,
that matters is my pink son won.
congratulations, Kirby. You went home with a trophy. So congrats to the pink boy.
Yes, Poyo bitches.
Best sim strategy game.
See?
Yes.
This is what I
Mario
what's
and
mean.
that?
Rabbids won, but I don't think it had a lot of competition.
It
Dune Spice Wars, Total War
it didn't have
Warhammer
name
3.
recognition competition.
Yeah, 2 Point Campus and Victoria 3. I don't doubt that these are all good strategy games. Like Total
Yeah,
War games are fucking great. So I don't doubt this was a good game, but Mario is like
Yeah,
Mario
you
is
can't beat
Mario.
it. Yeah.
yeah.
So
To be fair, I haven't played any of the others. But I did play Mario Rabbits and I really enjoyed it. So I was really glad that it won. But that's mostly bias talking. So
yeah.
Damn plumber lover.
Love
they
those
fixed my
pipes.
toilet. What you mean?
Best sports and racing game: F1 22, FIFA
uh,
23, 2K 23, NBA, Gran Turismo 7, and Ollie World, which is what I wanted to win, even though I don't know what it is.
Ollie
Uh,
Ollie.
Gran
It's just
Turismo 7 won.
it's Tony Hawk
Cool.
without Tony Hawk.
Sure, I believe
This
you.
category is very strange because I don't know why they would combine the two.
Sports and racing, because this is
Because
the
racing is technically a sport.
And I don't think there's enough
yeah,
racing games around.
to have a racing category.
Yeah.
Also,
But it's the
best
only one there because Ollie Ollie
No,
is.
well,
F122
F1 22
is
is a racing
Oh
game as
shit! I
well.
didn't even freaking. Yeah,
So I don't know
they're wearing racing uniforms,
how
Zeta. Come on.
yeah.
How is Madden not up here with these guys is kind of like weird to me, but okay.
Didn't Madden take a break?
No, Madden came out. Madden 23 exists. Came out in
Oh,
August.
I swore they took a break.
Yeah, I thought there was
But
something going on
we
with them.
we had to put in our FIFA for the World Cup. That's I
Yeah,
think still going on.
yeah,
Well,
yeah. It is.
hey, listen, Gran Turismo 1, if you guys like paying fucking $50-$60 for fucking gotcha cars or whatever, cool, have at it. I have no opinion, no further opinion.
No, good for
I
them.
gotta draw my Lamborghini.
Best multiplayer game: Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Multiverse, Overwatch 2,
Yes.
Splatoon 3, and Shredder's Revenge. Splatoon 3 won, which is, hey, good for them, right? Awesome.
Yep. Very good.
I just find it hilarious that our free to play fucking 2 didn't fucking win. Stupid game.
Yeah, because it's the same. Next category: Content Creator of the Year. I think we can just skip this.
Yep.
Best
I
debut
heard
indie
yeah, I
game.
heard the guy's name, but
Yeah, I don't know.
it's,
How is this different from the other award? Oh, debut indie game. So
Debut.
okay. So Neon White, Norco, Stray, Tunic, and Vampire Survivors. Stray won. I don't think we need.
I don't know how Vampire Survivors didn't potentially.
That's what I
win, 'cause
said.
that game blew the fuck up. Because it was
Yes,
like
it did.
$1 something, like $3 or something.
It was $1. It went to $3 when it became like out officially, but
Yeah, it was like a
this was
$1 game.
everywhere.
Yeah, and it's just like everybody was streaming it. Like this game had mad content behind it.
We got a fucking HoloLive game out of it.
Right. Yeah. I don't know how Vampire Survivors did.
That's what I said. I was like, this is going to win for sure because of how much was about this. But nope, the cat won.
The cat won.
The cat steals another victory.
Definitely.
Best adaptation.
What did that mean?
I don't really have an
Very
opinion on this one, but Arcane, League of Legends, Cyberpunk, Edge Runners, The Cuphead show, which I didn't know existed, Sonic 2 the movie, and Uncharted.
Uncharted was robbed.
Yo, Uncharted should have won.
Sonic was robbed.
Arcane, League of Legends won. I know when the show came out, people were like really into it, and people wouldn't shut up about it. So I'm not
But they
surprised.
didn't play League, those bastards.
I'll say this to Esoteric's point. The reason why Arcane won had great animation. Paying homage to the characters is a stretch because they did certain things with characters that I didn't like. But the message, anyway, what it did was it actually reignited. It got people that never touched and would never touch League of Legends to boot up League of Legends. So I don't know if that was their criteria as to why it won, but it was an anime who got people to play the game League of Legends. Same for Cyberpunk. Yeah, Cyberpunk did that as well. And I think while Sonic 1 and 2 specifically is a great movie, I just think League had more if you see the people that fill up League of Legends tournaments, you'd understand.
Yeah. Sonic did what is intended for movies. We were just like, all right, we're going to make this thing off a franchise and it's going to make money. And they actually said that this can't actually work. Whereas League did what the company wants. It was like, we want you to come back and play our stuff.
Yes.
And the same thing happened for Cyberpunk. People came back to Cyberpunk and played it, despite it still being a buggy mess at that time. I don't really think people went back to playing Cuphead because the Cuphead show came out.
It came out before the DLC, but a while after Cuphead itself came out.
Yeah. The other two brought new people in. Now, did they stay? Who knows? But they brought them in, which is what the game companies want.
Yeah.
No, I get that. I did not get to watch the first two. I heard they were really good. I know Gunnar definitely mentioned Cyberpunk. He definitely vouched for that. So I definitely have to check him out.
Anime. Yeah.
It's just bias kicking in. I can't say with certainty which is better than which because I've only seen Sonic out of the whole category. So, it's just me wanting Sonic to win because I watched Sonic. It definitely paid homage to my childhood, and it was a great
wanted
movie.
Uncharted to win. Obviously, it was very accurate to everything about Nathan Drake and his character.
I love Spider-Man.
Never watched that either, so I can't really confirm nor deny that.
It's okay. BlankaKong showed us a video that was 5 minutes long and did better than that 2-hour
yes,
movie.
It did.
That's true. I have nothing to add because, I haven't watched all this stuff, and I only saw the Sonic movie, and I thought that movie was great. I think it revived interest in the Sonic franchise, which I think is
certainly
Sega.
yeah.
So whatever, but that's just my opinion, right?
Liar, you watched Uncharted with us.
I did, and I hated it. Most anticipated game went to Legend of Zelda.
Yeah,
Tears of the Kingdom. Surprise.
It's a Zelda game. Sorry, Yoshi, you couldn't win this.
Absolutely.
I think Final Fantasy 16 would have been like the runner up.
If Zelda wasn't there, yeah.
I still think it should have been Hogwarts.
Maybe Hogwarts, because people
probably would have been Hogwarts.
I was sure it was Hogwarts because that place is full of freaking normies.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I was really surprised it wasn't Hogwarts.
I'm personally looking forward to Starfield, but I like Bethesda games, so that's just me. Resident Evil 4, I am looking forward to it. I'm tempering my expectations.
You ain't pre-ordering 3 copies.
I did pre-order a collector's edition, but
okay.
that's just to get the statue, really. Otherwise, I would have just bought the game normally.
Is it a physical game?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't be so jaded.
Happy
So
for
yeah.
you.
Oh, thanks, man. Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, one most anticipated game, which I think we're all
Yeah.
excited for that.
Yes.
Best esports game. Wow, do I not care? Counter Strike, Dota, League of Legends, Rocket League, and Valorant, or Valorant, as others would say. That one.
I
It's not even a word.
You know
don't
what?
know how. Well, I know
Riot
how
wins in
because
the
it's
end.
yeah, Riot wins in the end, but it's definitely freaking League of Legends.
I was
I
gonna
think
say
League is just old. Like
Man.
League or
Valorant's the new
Counter Strike would have
hotness.
felt like the more accurate victors, but whatever. Maybe
It's
Valorant
new.
is the fresh new thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Valorant is
it's
the new
new.
kid on the block. So
Yeah.
All of these are old.
Yeah.
yeah.
Some older
Yeah.
than others, but yeah.
Best esports athlete. Skipping that.
Not
Best
Faker didn't
fucking
win.
esports team.
not sneaky, so don't care.
I mean,
Nah, I don't
Jacob
care. Faker
Ye.
didn't win.
Whitaker,
Okay. Whitaker. Sure. I don't care.
Yeah.
Esports team.
Loud.
On Valorant. Sure. Congratulations, guys. Esports coach. There are coaches.
Oh, I knew it. Oh man,
It's just
Matthias, my boy.
Sure.
it's just a freaking Valorant sweep.
And then events. League of
Well,
Legends World Championship 2022. I
please just
guess.
remove
Wait, stop.
everything.
Hold on. Valorant run everything up until the actual competition.
Yeah,
Yes.
because League is still League at the end of the day.
That doesn't make any fucking sense. I said, yeah, this team is great. This coach is great. These players are great. But
That doesn't mean
this,
the event was great.
then why'd you vote for it?
The hot dogs
League,
were
though.
cold at the fucking vendors. So
Yeah, I was like, where it
Who
mattered,
knows?
League showed up.
I
Yeah.
mean, you could have an event that has an MVP, great team, but people don't watch it. I mean,
All right,
But
so
does-
that's basically women's basketball, but that doesn't change the fact that it should have been league across the board for the last 4 categories.
Hey,
Listen, man, I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't play Valorant or Valorant or League of Legends, so it doesn't. I don't care. But cool. But that's all the categories for the Game of the Year 2022. To wrap up, I'll just quickly mention some of the games that I'm excited for that were announced or just showcased here. So, Armored Core 6, fuck yes. 2023 is going to be sick. Wild Hearts, I'm really looking forward to. Nightingale, which is like a survival game. That game looks sick. Banishers, which is that game where he like fights ghosts or something, piqued my interest. We'll see. And then Meet Your Maker looked pretty cool too. So those are some of the games that I'm excited for that they announced or just showcased at this show. I don't know if you guys have something you want to mention before we kind of wrap up this episode.
Hades 2.
Hades 2.
Yeah, Hades 2.
yeah.
Warhammer Space Marine 2.
That's
I've watched
right,
the
that looks
trailer
good
like
too.
3 times now.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, I can respect it.
Yeah, Armor Core. It's just all Armor Core. And
Yeah,
Tekken.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tekken 8 was
cool.
definitely was looking good. Armored Core, I'm kind of conflicted about because I did play 4, and as you guys know, I love mechs and whatnot. But playing 4 was I was
played
on a
the wrong
struggle
one.
bus. Yeah, I was on a struggle bus with that. I think I still have it for the Xbox actually. The 360.
Tekken 4?
No.
No, Armored Core 4.
Armored Core 4.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I
Yeah,
was about to say Tekken 4 on 360. What the fuck were you playing? I don't know that. I don't have that game. That didn't exist.
No. Got that for the PS2. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I don't have much expectations because I didn't get to enjoy 4. But hopefully it delivers to what I'm hopefully expecting in a mech type game. I know you guys vouch for Answer and Beyond, but
Yeah.
unfortunately I never got to play those
Verdict Day
games.
or
So,
whatever it is. 5.
yeah, Tekken 8 definitely that's gonna be a day one buy for me. The Star Wars game was looking cool. Not sure if I'm going to pick it up though. I'll probably wait a bit. And
You should play the first one first just to see.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna play the first one because it piqued my interest.
But it would
And
help seeing it as it is a sequel.
true. Um, and I think that's about it. I can't really. Nothing else really came to mind.
Well, we've all forgotten the best game that we're all definitely getting, Forspoken.
Mm.
So thank you
I'm
guys
honestly,
for joining us on another episode. No, I'm kidding.
Dragons and shit.
I'm honestly thinking about giving that a chance and seeing what it's about.
Well, hey.
I mean, hey,
Hey,
you
if you
know,
stream it, I'll watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will be there.
yeah, just want to see what's about. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, and then I know Zeta, you mentioned Armor Core.
Armored Core,
More Armor Core.
more Armored Core. I'll give what you call it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm about to buy that shit like used, but I'll play Diablo 4.
Okay.
Fuck Blizzard. I'll buy that shit used.
Yeah, I mean Diablo is a fun ARPG, or used to be.
Yeah,
But yeah, Blizzard's yeah, Blizzard.
yeah.
Played old school Diablos. I never played the new generations.
It's fine. I don't trust them after Diablo more. Not that I freaking downloaded it on the phone anyways, but I don't trust them or their words about how we're going to fix this because Overwatch is a mess. Diablo Immortal is a mess. Why am I going to believe you that this one is going to be normal?
Yep.
That just seems foolish on my part, so I'm not going to.
Man, what they need to do is bring back a Legacy of Kain. Those type of games, like those were cool. But whatever. I'm
Just
not gonna
gotta
hold my
dust
breath.
off the old PS1 or PS2 and play those.
Yep.
You want those kind of games.
Or you have the backwards compatible PS3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
that's it.
Well, yep. Most of us are excited for Armor Core and many others. I thought this event was great. It was one of the better Game of the Year viewings. Well, I haven't viewed them all with a group, but it's one of the better shows. Like I've watched most of the Game of the Year presentations since Jeff Keighley started it 10 years ago almost. Like it feels like forever ago. And
Yeah.
this was definitely one of the better ones. I'm so glad Elden Ring won. This is the second From Software game to win a Game of the Year, first being Sekiro from a few years ago, which I was very hype about. So I'm glad to see Elden Ring swoop in and grab another one. And we got fucking Armor Core next year, which I don't know if it's gonna win Game of the Year, but fuck, we'll see, right? Um, so yeah, any final thoughts before I kind of wrap it up and go to the closing thoughts or closing spiel?
No, other than like you, I normally don't watch these things because I think they're crap.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, this one was good. I mean, it helped that I was with you guys, so that was like doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
'Cause if I was watching this by myself, I would have been turned it off.
I
Then I
would
would have been
just
upset that I would have missed the Armor Core thing. But
trailers the next day. I mean they're already up.
oh no, it's already up.
Yeah.
It's already up, so I would have seen it then. But yeah, no, this was one of the better showings, I think. Just
Still
being
had
in the
plenty
group setting.
of yeah, for sure. Still had plenty of cringe moments. I just think it's
Oh
just
yeah.
cringe regardless.
Yeah. It
But yeah,
felt
always
well, it was
really
still
good.
heavy cringe, but it felt less cringe because I forgot what was the last time we watched a thing together. I think it was when they first announced Elder Scrolls 6. I think that was the last one we all watched together.
Was that Game of the Year last year? Maybe.
I don't remember. I just know that was the last like game event thing. It had to have been because it was Elder Scrolls 6 and some other things. And I think they announced the Metro. No, this was way longer than that because they announced Metroid, and Metroid didn't come out until what, last year?
Last year.
Yeah, last
Yeah.
year. Mm-hmm.
So this was a good couple of years ago. The last time we watched something together.
Yeah, I mean, I think watching these events with a group is definitely better because you can at least poke fun at the cringe shit together, and it's just easier to like absorb.
Yeah.
At least for me, it is. And
Yeah.
it
I
sounds
just
like it's
remember
the same
this
for
being
y'all.
more enjoyable than that last one. That last one, I don't think any of us were happy about what was there other
Yeah, when
than
it's
like
just crap after crap after crap announcement, then it's like, all right, this is terrible. Like there's nothing to make fun of. We're all just depressed and we're just wasting time. Like, yeah. But this event felt good.
Yeah, I'm just really excited that out of
that Stray
the
didn't win. I know.
the few titles that I did play, 2 out of 4 of them actually took home something. Um, you know, would have hoped that Horizon got something. Would have hoped that Tunic got something, but unfortunately, you know, it was pretty fair for Horizon, but for Tunic's part, I felt like that was like swept like under the rug for them. Like they pretty much pulled the wool over them or whatever. Um, but besides that, it was a pretty decent show. Couple of little titles here and there that are coming out that are a little interesting. Um, I remember one of you guys, I think it was Kong, mentioning I forgot what the name of the game, but it had a bunch of monsters. They were like gigantic and
Behemoth.
no,
No,
not
that
that
was
one. That was
that
the
dumb VR game.
VR.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Wild
what?
Hearts or Nightingale, one of those two.
one of those. It definitely gave Monster Hunter vibes. So
Wild
that game
Hearts.
also, yeah,
Yeah.
that game also looked interesting. Forgot to mention that, and yeah, it was overall the better of um the award show, especially from last year, because last year was terrible. The winner sucked. So I'm happy that we had a better outcome this year, and I'm looking forward to hopefully better outcomes next year, and better games as well. So yeah.
Okay, so thank you guys for listening to our podcast. It went a little longer than normal, but hey, that happens from time to time. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. Comment down below. Let us know what you thought about the Game of the Year show. If you did watch it, what are you excited for? Are you an Armored Core fan? Are you a God of War guy and you're pissed off that Elden Ring won? Are you a Stray fan and you're pissed off that that didn't win Game of the Year? Let us know down below. Subscribe for more content. We post a podcast video every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard. We also do 2-minute reviews, long gameplay content on our channel. We also do watch parties. So we did watch the Game of the Year 2022, and we did record us watching the entire event. So that's available for you to enjoy as well if you're into that kind of content, long form content. So definitely check us out there. We also run social media, so we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We also run a Discord. Those links will be in the description down below if you're interested. And we also stream. So I stream under BlankaKong on Twitch. I haven't streamed in quite some time, like months now. I'm pretty embarrassed to admit that. But hey, I'm on Twitch at some point. So if you want to know when I go live, give me a follow. I usually play retro games. Also, follow Mr. Esoteric on the main channel, Logical Gamers on Twitch. He streams every Monday and Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And he's way more consistent than I am. So definitely give him a follow so that you can watch him play whatever it is he decides to play on stream. Thank you guys for a great conversation. Looking forward to the next one. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.